Rolling, stand by for speed.
Okay, Bobbie, just let you know I'm cutting off right at your hands right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have speed.
Well, Demi, once again, I get to welcome you to our territory, as it were, Dallas-Fort Worth area. You were here for about
last night,
and then we talked in New York for St. Elmo's Fire.
That's right.
And now here we are, The Seventh Sign. And I can't think of 3 movies that could be different, more different one from the other. So you have to be happy about this diversity of roles.
It's exciting.
This particular role, I think, is probably the most unusual you've ever done, isn't it?
I think as an overall movie, it's unusual, it's unique, it's mysterious and thrilling. And the character is different than anything I've had an opportunity to play to.
Well, for one thing, she's pregnant throughout the film, and you had to wear this prosthesis, as it were. And I know so many times when people play a pregnant person, it's just kind of a lot of padding and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, yours is not, because we see your bare tummy when they're making the tests and so forth. So how did they achieve that prosthesis?
Well, we actually had 2 different little things. One was sort of like a leotard that was more like a foam stomach with breasts, and it was weighted down by about 10 or 15 pounds of weight to give me the feeling. And the belly that you saw was a rubber sculpted piece that was glued on in a process that took about 6 hours to my skin to create the effect.
Of course, you now are pregnant. You're
Yes.
how far along?
I'm about halfway, a little more.
Yes. What is that? Just kind of a coincidence that here you were playing this pregnant woman, and now here you are a pregnant woman?
Well, I must have put the energy out there somewhere. It just so happened that the film came first.
Is this a happy occasion for you to be expecting this baby?
Yes, very much so.
Does it give you any sort of strange feelings, though, about the story? And we don't want to give it all away, but what happens to the woman in the story and the things that she goes through? Is there any transference there at all to me?
For me, only on a positive level. I found, for me, the story and the things that happen to her ultimately are very uplifting and very enlightening. And, there's some frightening elements, specifically for her. But no, I don't relate those to myself. And I, only draw from what makes me feel good for now. That's the most important thing.
Are you going to have natural childbirth, Lamaze, or someone?
As much as I can.
Yeah. And your husband, Bruce Willis, is going to be there helping and cheering you on?
Well, he better. From what I hear, it's quite painful, so I'm hoping I'll have some good team support.
Are you taking the classes or anything right now?
Not yet, but I will.
Yeah. And Bruce, is he working on a film, or what is he? Of course, he's doing Moonlighting, we know,
Right.
but is he also doing a film? Or
He's got things that he's doing. He's busy working, doing all of his things.
And then, have you tried to project how you're going to handle your career after the baby comes?
No, I have to tell you, for me, the best way to deal with life is one day at a time. I can prepare for the future, but only in so much as what I can do today, because this is all I've got.
That is such a wonderful philosophy of life, and you're so young to have come to that.
Thanks.
How did you, or did someone push you in that direction? Or?
No, I just think somebody presented the concept to me, and it seemed to fit. And it was better than spending my life worrying about tomorrow, because if I do that, if I spend so much time worrying about tomorrow and being angry or over the past, then I can't have any time for today. It just made sense.
Indeed. Demi, we have the Academy Awards now coming toward us. And do you have any feel for what might be out in front at this point?
No.
Are you a member of the Academy?
I guess I am. I don't know. I watch the movies.
But if you were going to vote, do you have a film that you'd vote for, or actor or actress?
No. I mean, I prefer to maintain a more objective, sort of removed. I get in there like anybody else in front of my TV. You know? It's not like something I feel overly passionate about. I have other things that are more important to me.
But you do watch.
Sure.
And you do have favorites.
Sure.
What is your favorite this year?
Well, I haven't seen everything, so I don't yet. I would have to see everything before I could say I have a favorite. I've seen a lot of things that are nice and that I like.
Getting back to The Seventh Sign, did you have any apprehensions or anything about doing this kind of film?
When I first got the script, I looked at it, and it was a really risky movie, and it took me a couple of months really to make my decision. But I think it's the very things that might have created my caution are the things that motivated me to do it.
Do you mean then that it being so different and out of the mainstream, that it might be a harder sell?
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of film, you read the script, it's got a lot of different elements to it. It's either going to work or it's not. And I just had to know that I would be, passionate enough to carry it all the way through. And trust in the people that I was working with, that what we were all doing was the same thing, and just go for it.
Did it change much as far as the script from what you read as to what we see on the screen?
Not really. I mean, the script always, you always try to make it better as you go along, but it's pretty close to what I read. There's nuances and little things to enrich the story and the characters, but the structure that the writers and the true feeling is there.
The ending the same?
Ending's the same.
That ending kind of pull you up short when you got to it the first time?
No.
Were you expecting the ending?
I don't really remember. But see, for me, the ending always made sense, which and always was the only way. To me, that was the only ending. Although we did have questions, I think it's exciting, and to me, that is the payoff, and that's where the character goes. That's what she learns. That's what she gets.
Well, Demi, you give a great performance.
Thank you.
Really, very good performance, and I hope the film does well for you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Demi.
Bye-bye.
Bars up.
Okay. I'm going to let you slip this out of here because every time I do that, I mess it up.
Bars.
Okay.
Well, they all work.
Makes it a lot easier.